This racist statue is still up in Baltimore, Maryland. But first, H.R. Brown.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Shout out to Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to my Baltimore queens, my Baltimore kings, my Baltimore youth, my Baltimore elders. The Prince of Pan-Africanism is in Baltimore. Had to pull up. I had to come pay respect to one of the greatest revolutionaries, student activists, intellectual scholar, grassroots warriors that we have ever produced, and that is none other than H.R. Brown, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, brothers and sisters. That's right, we lost one of the greatest fighters for our people. He was the 5th chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He succeeded the great Pan-Africanist Stokely Carmichael, a.k.a. Kwame Ture.
That organization played a major role in organizing sit-ins, protests, and voter registration drives across the American South. When Brown took leadership of the organization, the tone of the movement was changing. Many younger activists were beginning to push beyond purely nonviolent strategies and demand deeper political and economic change in America.
Violence is a part of America's culture. It is as American as cherry pie. American taught the black people to be violent. We will use that violence to rid ourselves of oppression if necessary. We will be free by any means necessary. And we also say, to extend that, if black leaders continue to aid in the genocidal attempt of America to execute and eliminate black people, then they shall be considered as enemies also of black people.
He was Minister of Justice for the Black Panther Party. He was in prison in Attica prison during the riots.
In the Attica prison uprising prisoners. To complete control of the facility, the prisoners presented a manifesto with 28 demands to New York State officials. It became one of the most significant prison rebellions. It brought national attention to prison conditions and the treatment of incarcerated people.
He was part of Freedom Summer, registering our elders to vote down in the South. If you don't know who H.R. Brown is, make sure you get his book and read it. Die, nigga, die. I said, if you ain't read H.R. Brown, Die, nigga, die, make sure you read H.R. Brown, Die, nigga, die.
In the book, H.R. Brown tells the story of his life growing up in a segregated South and explains the anger and frustration that fueled the Black Power movement during the 1960s civil rights era.
This is King Kong Consciousness, coming to you live and direct from Baltimore, Maryland. This is King Kong Consciousness, coming to you live and direct from Baltimore, Maryland, brothers and sisters. Stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Rest in peace to H.R. Brown, Imam Jamil Al-Amin.
Later in life, he embraced Islam and continued his work, but in March of 2000, he faced with a life sentence. Police claim when 2 sheriff's deputies approached the car and asked him to show his hands, gunfire erupted, both deputies were hit, and one later died from his wounds. FBI special agents kicked and spat on him while he was handcuffed. He was convicted in 2002 and spent the rest of his life in prison.
And across the street from the Masonic Temple, they got Francis Scott Key statue. Look at this. They got a Francis Scott Key statue. That's the devil who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, the 3rd stanza of which references enslaved Africans. That is Francis Scott Key statue here in Baltimore, who wrote the national anthem for the Caucasians, the Star-Spangled Banner, the 3rd stanza of which speaks to the enslavement of our ancestors, speaks to the proud enslavement of our ancestors by these Neanderthals.
Francis Scott Key was a lawyer and poet. He was also a slave owner who believed black people were inferior. The 3rd verse of the anthem contains a controversial line referencing enslaved people. It reads, "No refuge could save the hireling enslaved from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave."
Look at all these white statues. We got to put up some black statues. Shout out to the Baltimore chapter of the Fred Hampton Gun Club, Brother Zach, for holding King Kong Consciousness down in Frederick Douglass City. Oh, yes. The state of my paternal ancestors. It ain't nothing like Baltimore energy. It ain't nothing like Maryland energy. I got to come back to Baltimore and do a power lecture. I ain't spoken Baltimore in a minute. I got to come back to Baltimore and do a power lecture. I ain't spoken Baltimore in a minute, brothers and sisters. I love me some Baltimore. I love me some Baltimore, brothers and sisters. Dominican Republic, I'm waiting for an invitation. Dominican Republic, I'm waiting for an invitation. Queen Talinda, why you got your mouth wide open on your profile pic, my beautiful African sister? Why you got your mouth wide open, my sister? Baltimore, former home of my favorite rapper of all time, Tupac Shakur. Baltimore Africans. They go to Young Kings. Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies never. DR.UMAR, what up? What up, youngins? What up? What up? What up? They love DR.UMAR in Baltimore. We got to get FDMG Baltimore. We got to get FDMG Baltimore. We got to get FDMG Baltimore. If you fix up houses in Baltimore, I want you to text me. I want to buy me a house down here. If you fix up houses in Baltimore, shoot me a text. I want to get me a house in Baltimore so me and Queen Mother could come hang out in Frederick Douglass City. 215-989-9858. Your brother got a snow bunny pregnant? Lord have mercy.